Well, all eyes were on the Dallas Cowboys in AT&T Stadium as they take down the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 13. Somehow, some way, the Cowboys keep proving all the doubters wrong. They've won 3 straight in a row, 2 straight against Super Bowl champion teams. And we're going to break it all down here on Cowboys Flashback. I'm your host, Nicole Hutchison. Like I mentioned, the Cowboys taking down 3 straight teams in a row. They're pretty much playing their best ball right now when it matters most. You talk about this offense, Dak Prescott, who battled through pressure and delivered dimes all Thursday evening. Well, this offense also played behind the sticks, but they played balanced and delivered when it mattered. This Dallas defense, it wasn't pretty, wasn't perfect at all, but they made Patrick Mahomes feel the pressure. And you know what that turned out to be? Well, 3rd and long situations, of course, a couple of missed tackles, and they made some stops when they needed to most down the stretch. This was a statement win. Now you can call it a statement stretch. Let's hear from head coach Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott postgame.
I think we're playing good football. I don't want to minimize that. I think, you guys know what we're capable of on offense. I think the defense, again, is just taking so many strides over the last couple weeks. When I watch our defense play, man, I see violence. I see passion. I see everybody running the football. I thought Demo was outstanding tonight. Thought he was everywhere, man. And I just think it's contagious. I really do. I think it's contagious, and they feed off one another, and that's a really good football team, a really good offense. They've got weapons everywhere. The quarterback, what can you say about him? But again, we're playing with a bunch of confidence. Why? Well, because we're executing and we're having fun, and we're trying to honor not just Marshawn, but we're trying to honor each other with the way we prep and the way we work. And short weeks aren't easy. I mean, they're the same for everybody, but emotional game against Philadelphia, right? And then you have to come back and really, without hardly any practice this week, to be able to go and do what we did today, I think is a testament to the young men in that locker room.
6-5-1. Have you put yourselves back in position here?
I think I'm not going to get into all that stuff. We're just going to keep playing football. We're playing good football. We're riding a 3-game winning streak. We need to get to 4. And again, I think if you look at things that way, and it makes the process easier. And if we keep winning football games, we'll see what happens at the end.
And the shot play coming off your 10-yard line. Gutsy call? I don't know how you...
Remember, I've told you guys, it's easy to make calls when you're a head coach because all you have to do is answer to yourself and your wife, because that's the one that really gets after me. I'm sure she'll have a few pointers for me when I get in the car tonight. Well, why'd you do this? Well, why'd you do that? But when you're the head coach in the play call, you can kind of take those aggressive shots because you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself.
Did you figure out, you wanted to take that shot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the fact that Dak is playing so well also gave you the confidence, hey, I got a guy that I know can make that.
I'm confident in our guys, all of our guys. I'm confident in Dak throwing it and Javonte running it, Fergie, and then the weapons that we have. I mean, so yeah, it's pretty easy to call plays when you have good players.
We can be whatever we want to be. Everything's in front of us. I just was telling the offense of that when we were in, those kneel downs at the end of the game. But it's not going to happen next Thursday. It's going to happen, Sunday when we get in the building. It's just taking it one day at a time, putting everything in, understanding that we win during the week with our preparation, and then we just get to come out here and play the game that we love and playing it free. And so all these wins, all they've done is just given us more and more confidence. And this brotherhood is as strong and as tight as I've been around and seen. And we're playing elite complementary football right now. And so it's not something that we can hang our hat on and say, yeah, we've done, but we can build off of it. We can be proud of what we've done, but we've got to push forward knowing that that's all behind us, and what's important is what's in front of us. And anything that we've done up to this point really doesn't matter. We're still put ourselves in a tough position. Doesn't mean that we've got out of it just because of the 2 teams that we've beat. Next week's just as important as this game was.
Nick Harris, Overstreet Telegram. Coming out of the bye week, did you feel like there was an increased sense of urgency knowing that y'all had to put together a pretty special run to get into the postseason?
Most definitely. Simply because of what our record was at. And not only that, just where the league is and the NFC is, right, with the wins and those guys putting themselves ahead of us, it was ultimate urgency. Like as I've said before, we can't even think about the day past the day that we're on. We've just got to take it one game at a time. We can't get overwhelmed. We just be the men that we are and trust the process, focus on getting better each day, and we'll be able to put together wins like we have these past 3 games. And so all these wins do is just give us more confidence, like I said, and just reminds guys to stick to the process, that this is just a result of what we do during the week and the brotherhood that we have.
We can be who we want to be. We can play with whoever we want to play against the NFL. Well, that's the common message and sentiment throughout the locker room in postgame, and that's because this team is executing finally as a whole, like head coach Brian Schottenheimer said. And you see the results. Dallas offense, 457 total yards. That's now 6 games with over 400+ total yards in the game. That's the most in the NFL. Dallas defense holding this Chiefs team to 38% on third downs. That's their third lowest opponent third down conversion rate as well. So a lot of ups, a lot of good from that win. Well, there's a lot of good as well from CeeDee Lamb. We're talking about him up next.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
5 catches for Lamb, who sits out this play. 2nd and 1. They've got the first, and look out. Here goes Davis. Malik Davis sitting in zone, and the Cowboys take the lead.
Malik Davis turning nothing into something, a 43-yard touchdown run, his 2nd of his career, the longest rush for a Dallas Cowboys running back since 2022. Welcome back into Cowboys Flashback. I'm your host, Nicole Hutchison. Now, this run game hasn't been perfect, but it's been consistent through a Javonte Williams who set a career high in 955 yards, 45 less until he hits his 1,000-yard rushing mark. But now they've been looking for a compliment. Malik Davis has sure been stacking some good wins and some good days week in and week out. But you know who else stacked a good day against the Chiefs? How about CeeDee Lamb becoming the first ever Cowboy to hit a 7,000-yard mark of his career?
This game ain't the only game I'm about my business. I can promise you that. So do what you want with that info. He's nice. He's a real good cover guy, and he's much respect from me and him. I mean, we out there competing. We're competitors. So I don't really do the slandering and all that. He's a great player. I just won today.
Did you notice they took him off one possession?
Nah, not really. I saw him majority of the game.
You guys were so good on the third down. How would you explain that? You had 9, third down.
We just got to continue to convert. When the team needs us most, when the defense needs us most to convert, move the ball, keep the ball in our hands, and obviously we know who they have at Q on the other sideline. So keep him off the field, be ourselves, and man, we got to move the ball, put up 7 every time.
CeeDee, how talk about the resilience that action. What about the resilience of the team now? Just all the short rest games, all this tough stretch getting through with all things.
We just got to continue. We got to continue with the same mentality. Obviously, it's been a short week. Now we get a little time to rest, a regular week, so to speak. But as for us, man, we get our bodies back, relax, build, grow, get better, and on to next week.
So you said going into this week that you knew what the problem was and you knew how to fix it. You go out there and you fix it against one of the best cover corners in the league, like you said, in Trent McDuffie. What's the message to the whole league as far as your resilience and able to bounce back and what you can actually do in this game?
Keep talking. I see y'all. That's my message. I see it.
First ever Cowboy to surpass 7,000 yards in his first 6 seasons, the 15th in NFL history. So, of course, CeeDee Lamb, a big turnaround from Week 12 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, you know who else had a big turnaround from the first 9 weeks of the season? How about this Dallas defense? We're breaking it all down up next here on Cowboys Flashback.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys take down the Kansas City Chiefs 31-28, the final in AT&T Stadium. And the Dallas defense, a big reason for that. A big turnaround for this Dallas defense as well, from going from one of the worst in the NFL to absolutely one of the best. And a big reason why this playoff talk is now intensifying for the Dallas Cowboys. You talk about a team that held the Chiefs to 2 quarters scoreless, but that's not the ultimate thing, right? They also pressured Mahomes on 38% of his dropbacks. That's the second highest he's faced all season. You talk about an elite day from Patrick Mahomes, though. He completed 8 of 10 pass attempts, 2 touchdowns against pressure, but ultimately it was this Dallas defense that had a better day in the office.
I think just execute, man. That's a big thing we always preach about, execute, man. We got to do a great job. That's one of the things that I feel like we got to do even better, man. Just starting off fast, man. I feel like we starting off slow and then we get together and hit our stride in the game, man. So it's all about finishing, but we definitely got to do a better job of starting off faster. So
Mahomes is so elusive. Mm-hmm. How much part of the game plan in terms of trying to corral him came down to, hey, we just got to have high effort and get after him?
Oh, that was the whole game plan. The whole game plan, man. I know myself, I probably missed like 3 sacks, man, how elusive he is and how great he is, man. So playing against a guy like that, man, the whole game plan was just funnel him in, man, make him get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible, man, and just do things that we can do to affect him. But it's hard to affect the Hall of Fame quarterback like that, man. So he gonna keep being great. So
you forced a sack back inside where Jadeveon came in after about 11 seconds of chasing him. Just how much of that is, when you force a guy back inside, trust, and how excited are you when Jadeveon's there to make that?
I'm super excited, man. Jadeveon, we always laugh that he's like 12 years in, and his body take a little bit longer to get to going versus the younger guys, man. So to see him ball out today and to get 2 sacks, man, is unbelievable, man. Because he's still a great player. He will always be a great player, and he added a phenomenal talent to this group. So I'm super excited to see him ball out today, and I trust him like no other. So.
You know, we're not finished. We got to keep going. Can't be settled, you know, with what we did. 2 really, great football teams that we played. 2 teams that played in the Super Bowl. Just gotta keep on, just making improvements and keep doing what we're doing. Everybody pretty much playing at a high level. Got the attention to details and everything. The meetings and everything been great. So we got to just keep on going.
This was your first Thanksgiving game with this team. What was it like? Everybody talks about the Cowboys Thanksgiving game. Did it live up to what you thought it would be?
Oh yeah, the energy was great. Everything was. It was amazing. It was amazing, and it's historic. And to have a chance to play against the Chiefs, on Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for that. It was a great win. And huge game. It was great energy out there.
How much have you sensed the confidence levels has changed on this team on your side of the ball?
Yeah, we got a lot of confidence on our side of the ball, but it all starts with how we practice, the meetings, and everything. And I just think we've just been locked in and just doing that at a high level.
What's the value of winning 3 in a row and beating last year's 2 Super Bowl teams back to back?
It's huge. It's a lot of confidence that come with that. 3 really great wins, and can't be settled with it though. It's a long season, and we're not where we want to be yet. But it was a great win.
Meaningful to beat Patrick Mahomes when he's throwing 4 touchdown passes and still survive all that and beat him.
Yeah, man. And he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and every time he get out the pocket or he get a chance to wind up and throw it, everybody just hold their breath. You don't know where he's throwing it. So he's a great player.
Patrick Mahomes completing 23 passes for 261 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, but he was sacked 3 times by the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, you heard from Quinnen Williams. He's been one of the reasons why this defense has turned things around, but you know who else has been that reassurance that Jerry Jones was talking about? How about DeMarvion Overshone? I go one-on-one with him up next.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
DeMarvion Overshone had to fight through 2 ACL rehabs, a grueling climb that, of course, could have broken anybody's spirits, but instead it sharpened DeMarvion Overshone's. You talk about a guy in 3 games back that's shown that sideline-to-sideline burst, that downhill physicality, and that leadership and energy that this defense has desperately needed. I go one-on-one with him to talk about his journey and his fight back.
Hey, this is the last one where I'm marching, man. I'm ready to take action.
Genty spinning catch. one-on-one, and welcome back DeMarvion Overstreet. Barkley is taken down. Excellent tackle. There's Overstreet. He didn't fall for the spin.
Do you feel like Agent Zero is physically, mentally back 100%?
Oh, yeah.
Watson rolling away, looking for something. Nobody's open. He is decked, and the Cowboys take over.
I want to take you back to the beginning. 2023, third-round pick, Terry ACL. Then you come back 2024, having a hell of a year. Lead the team in tackles, third Cowboy since 1982 to have at least 5 sacks, forced fumble and interception, fumble recovery in a single season. And then December 2024, you tear your ACL, your MCL, your PCL. What's going through your mind at that moment?
I always told myself, I said, if it was to happen again, like, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad because I know what to do. And I also know, like, if anybody's gonna go through this, like, I would rather it be me because I know how to come back from it. I know, like, my energy is gonna be where it's at. I know I have all faith in God. You know, I went down, I instantly looked up, like, look, God, you got me. I'm just gonna do my part. I tell people all the time, and you hear it all the time, but, you know, some of the most successful stories are built, you know, in the darkest times. So I never got, you know, below, you know, not being thankful, not being grateful for where I was.
God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. Did you ever, I know you said you never doubted, but like, was there ever a time where you were like, dang, God, like, why me, you know?
It's crazy. The week before, I had just caught a pick-6 Thanksgiving game. I had a couple of tackles for loss in a big game. And then we was playing on a Monday night. So I'm like, I'm on the top of the pedestal. Like, I came from a week straight of, man, Overstreet he's awesome. He's been balling. But that just goes to show you, like, you know, God's plan. Like, you can be at the top of the top and, you know, be right here just, you know, the following week. But I never got down on the fact that, you know, I got injured again because injuries are part of the game. It's what we sign up for. It'll never scare me away from playing the way that I play with, and that's with passion and heart. God got his hands on me. Like, he got his hands on me. Nothing is gonna scare me away from that.
You got God on your side. You got your family on your side.
Family on my side. I got the team, got the brothers.
The coaching staff, but somebody in particular, Britt Brown, who had a lot of faith in you to, you know, come back from what you came back from. And in fact, I quote, you asked him, what I gotta do to come back? He quoted and said, it's going to be hard, but anyone can do it. It's you. What did hearing that from Britt spark in you?
I done heard him talk about countless of players, the ones that showed up, the ones that are leaders, the one that was great, and the ones that perform at a high level, you know, how they came in. And when he told me, like, you're one of those guys, I had nothing to worry about because I knew I was going to come to work every day. It was just about, am I going to be okay? He was like, you gonna be fine. When
you reflect on your entire journey, what would old Demo tell young Demo now?
Keep going. It's gonna get better. Matter of fact, one of the early things I heard, it was from Leighton Vander Esch, and he told me my rookie year in fall camp, he was like, whatever you're doing, keep doing. And I already knew, like, my mindset coming to this league was to be the best I can be, take care of my family. I said, if I keep those two, the main things, like, nothing is gonna be able to get in my way. Because like I said, I believe in providing and being that for my family, but you know, I also believe in making my family proud and making myself proud, and by doing this, it does that.
You talk about manifesting something and speaking life into something. We'll ask DeMarvion Overstreet. He originally set his timeline to return back to the field and play by Thanksgiving Day. Well, obviously that return came a little bit sooner than he expected. Of course, the team opened his 21-day practice window back in October, and he made his debut against the Raiders, and the rest was absolutely history. If you want to check out that full interview, go to DallasCowboys.com. I promise you it's worth it. But we're wrapping things up here on Cowboys Flashback. Up next, stick with us.
To watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Reliant. official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys 6-5-1 in the season after taking down the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 13, 31-28 the final. But as head coach Brian Schottenheimer said, it's time to turn the page and move forward. This Kansas City team, there's no breather room for Dallas now because they've got Week 14, the Detroit Lions, another huge test for this Dallas Cowboys unit. Of course, looking right now at the playoff picture, Dallas is out of it, second in the NFC East behind Philly. Well, they're also behind Detroit and San Francisco in that playoff picture. Like I said, it's going to be a big test for this Cowboys team. We'll see if the Cowboys can pass it and pick up their 7th win of the season.